we want to graph f of x equals x cubed minus 3x squared. And in order to do that, we don't want to just plug it into a calculator. We actually want to go through the 5 steps that we've been learning throughout this chapter. And so the easiest way to do that, I've actually listed each one of those steps so that you don't have to remember them right off the bat right now. So we're going to start with the leading coefficient test. Now remember, on the leading coefficient test, we need to find the degree, so we circle that, so it's a 3, so that tells me that n is odd. So I've got that, and then I need to find the leading coefficient, so it's right here, it's a positive number, so it's going to be a positive coefficient. Now if that's what we know, what does our rules tell us? Well, it says it's going to fall to the left, and it's going to rise to the right. So we kind of got to start, we kind of know what it's going to look like. Now I need to find my x-intercepts. And to find my x-intercepts, remember I'm going to take f of x and set it equal to 0. So I get 0 equals x cubed minus 3x squared. I need to factor that. So I'm going to take out an x squared. I'm going to be left with x minus 3. I'm going to set each one of those equal to 0. And I'm going to get x equals 0 and x equals 3. So those are going to be my x-intercepts. Now how do you find your y-intercept? Well, remember, to find the y-intercept, we're going to plug in a 0 for all of my x's. So I get y equals 0 cubed minus 3 times 0 squared. Oh, that was awesome. So y equals 0. Too bad they're not all nice like that. Next I need to do the symmetry. So if I look at the symmetry, I need to find f of negative x to find out if it's a y-axis or the origin. So I'm going to take my original and I'm going to do f of negative x equals, so everywhere there's an x you're going to put in negative x minus 3 times negative x squared, and then I want to simplify that, so this is still a negative number, minus 3x squared. Now is that f of x? So right off the bat it's not, because I have a minus out in front. Now I need to know if it's the opposite. Well, if I factor out a negative, I end up with the negative x cubed plus 3x squared, so that's still not the opposite of f of x, so that tells me that there is no symmetry. And then we want to find the number of turning points. Well, we established what n was all the way back at the beginning, and we said it was 3. So I'm going to take 3 minus 1, so I'm going to have 2 turning points. So now I'm going to just pause the video, and I'm going to, when you come back, there's going to be a picture of a graph, and we're going to kind of look at this and see how we can make it look pretty. Okay, so I've kind of got a makeshift graph drawn here. Now, what are the things that we know? Well, we know that we have an x-intercept at 0 and at 3. So I'm going to have a dot at the origin, and I'm going to have a dot over here on 3. Now, I've got that. Now, what else do I know? Well, I know that the y-intercept is 0, but oh, hey, I've already got that hanging out at the origin. Let me see if I can make these a little bit bigger for us. Oh, yes. Now, that means I need to, there's 2 turns, right? Right here it tells us that there are 2 turns. So I know that it goes down based on number 1 from here. And I know that it's going to have to go up over here. So that means I've got to have a turn in here somewhere. So the best thing to do is to actually find the exact point, which we will do. But for now, we're going to kind of make a makeshift. I know it has to come down and go up. So what I need to find out is, what is really that point that I went to? Did I make it too far down? Did I make it not far enough? And so when you do that, you can just plug in your numbers to find that out. So what I posed for you is find out what that number is really supposed to be so that these look more authentic for your graph.